Hello, I'm back and we're talking about movies. What else is new? What else is new? Hey.
How y'all doing?
So first up, we started this month quite strong, and some people might say I'm wrong for this opinion, but I watched the drama. With Zendaya and Robert Pattinson and Alana Haim. Jump scare, derogatory. That woman scares me. That woman as an actress scares me. Maybe as a person too. I don't know what she's like as a person, but like her acting, especially in this, I'm getting ahead of myself. I watched the drama and I actually quite liked it. Gave it 4 stars. Where do I even want to start with talking about this? This movie genuinely just felt like a fever dream. Like, it felt so bonkers. I didn't watch any trailers for it. I was like, I want to see this movie and I want to know nothing about it. And that was actually kind of hard because this was a very highly anticipated movie. You know, Zendaya starring in it. Of course, it's going to be highly anticipated. But yeah, it was a very highly anticipated movie. I feel like everybody was like pre-talking about it before the trailer even dropped. People were talking about it, and once the trailer dropped, people were still talking about it. But I was like, I see nothing. I don't want to see anything. All I needed to read was the log line, and that's all I need to know. And I'll give you the log line just in case you don't know this movie. I'm gonna try to do that with all the movies I'm talking about. Give like a very brief short synopsis. But if you know me though, you know I am not good at summaries, but we will try. This one's kind of easy to say. So it's basically like this couple, it's a week before they're getting married, and then some crazy shocking revelation comes out during this like week leading up to their wedding. I was gonna say marriage, to their wedding. Crazy secret comes out and it's like, oh my gosh, is this gonna like make or break them? Whatever. That's essentially what this movie's about. You do not need to know anything else about this movie before you go in. Maybe like some trigger warnings, you could potentially look that up, but then that kind of spoils things. I don't know. If you're potentially a sensitive person, perhaps this movie isn't for you. And I'm not really gonna go into the nitty-gritty of like what happened, but I will just say this movie felt like a fever dream. Circling back to my original thought, this movie really felt like a fever dream. And I feel like a lot of that like feelings that I got while watching it can be attributed to the editing of this movie. The editing is so good. I was gonna say crazy, yes, awesome, yes. Like, it's really good editing, and it's just so like jarring and like very quick cuts in ways, and like a quick cut to a flashback, and like quick cut to something that's like, is this scene like even real? I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm already not making sense. Oops. But if you've seen this movie, you get what I mean. Like, the editing was just really good, and like some of the cuts to like different scenes, like different sequences, felt like, wait, is this real or is this fake? And I really enjoyed that. That's why I felt like a fever dream, because it's like, whoa, what am I watching half the time? Anyway though, I feel like I said the main thing that I wanted to say about this movie, and that is that the editing is really good, and that was probably my favorite part about the movie. The storyline itself I also enjoyed for the most part. I liked the plot and how we moved through the movie. I think I liked that. Nothing felt rushed and nothing felt like dragged out either. It's literally the week leading up to their wedding and all that stuff, and like, will they make it, will they not make it, what's going on, like blah blah blah. And nothing necessarily felt like super rushed, even though like it's only in a week span. But then at the same time, even though it's only in a week span, nothing felt dragged out either. The pacing was really good. And also I just love the set design, and I just also love their apartment, like the apartment that they were in this movie, the apartment they lived in Boston. Pretty sure this took place in Boston. I'll try to insert some pictures here, specifically of the staircase. I'm like, oh, I want that staircase. Oh, I want their whole apartment, to be honest. I just want the whole thing. And yeah, and once again, I'll circle back to Alana Haim jump scare. Her character was actually the most evil person in this. One may say that a different character is the most evil, but no, it's her. It's her character is the most evil in this. And that's all I need to say about the drama. Thank you. Apparently it's a polarizing movie. I personally thought it was good. Sumi. And maybe that's just really on the editing and the performances. Of course, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, I really love their performances in this. Specifically like Robert Pattinson, like him being like awkward guy. I'm like, I love that. Low-key reminded me of Mickey 17, like him in that. I feel like he kind of played like an awkwardish guy in that movie too, even though his voice was like very different in Mickey 17. He's like great with voices. Let's talk about that. He's really good with voices. But yeah, their performances were great. Their chemistry is really good. I'd love to see them in more stuff together. And yeah. Oh wait, aren't they literally gonna be in something together? Isn't he in Dune? I don't know. I don't care about Dune, so you will not see me in a video in a blank month, all the movies I watched in this blank month video talking about Dune. So whatever. Anyway though, let's move on. No more talk about the drama. Next up, number 2, I rewatched 10 Things I Hate About You. Also, my computer's down here. I didn't like say that, but I just want you to know that's what I'm looking at down here. Let's put it up a little bit so you know I'm not just like staring into the abyss. But yeah, number 2, watched 10 Things I Hate About You. Rewatched 10 Things I Hate About You. This is probably maybe like the 4th time I've seen this movie, but it's just so good. Like one of the few late 90s, early 2000s rom-com movies that have like some slightly problematic things in it, but not enough to be like, ugh, like a hard watch this day and age. You know what I mean? Like this movie is just, it's quite good. It holds up well-ish for the most part. I don't know, the one thing that like always will make me want to rewatch this movie is one, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's adorable in this, literally the most adorable. Like I want to pinch his cheeks, he's so cute in this movie. And then Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger's chemistry, show-stopping, incredible, perfect, love it, love it, love it. Also, I'm now realizing that I didn't explain this movie, but do I need to explain 10 Things I Hate About You this day and age? Like 20 plus years later? Sure, I'll try. Oh, it's basically the Taming of the Shrew. There we go. So this movie is essentially just like a modern retelling of Taming of the Shrew, the William Shakespeare play. I was gonna say novel. And I'm now realizing that me saying like, oh, it's a retelling of Taming of the Shrew also might not be the best explanation either, but I don't care. If you don't know 10 Things I Hate About You, like I don't even know how to explain it. Just know it's a really fun rom-com. That's what this movie is. A really fun rom-com, high school rom-com with Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger, and you should watch it. That's all you need to know about 10 Things I Hate About You. Thank you very much. Next up, number 3, I watched Pizza Movie and I gave that 2.5 stars. Did I say what I gave 10 Things I Hate About You? 4.5 stars. It just feels weird like rating a movie that you've like seen before, so maybe that's why I forgot, but whatever. Number 3, Pizza Movie, like I said, 2.5 stars. It's on Hulu. It's essentially about like 2 friends. I can do this. I can get a summary going. It's essentially about 2 friends. They accidentally do this drug that they find in their dorm room, and then it's like all takes place in one night of them like going through the high of this drug, like going through the trip of this drug, but then they're also trying to go to like their lobby in their dorm building. They're trying to like go from their floor to like the lobby to pick up a pizza. And that's Pizza Movie. They're really tripping out on this drug and they're trying to go to their lobby and get a pizza, but a lot of crazy things happen on the way. And all I need to say about this movie is that Caleb Heron is in it. Heron, I always butcher that man's name and I'm so sorry because I really, really love that man. Like, oh wow, one of my favorite comedians. And I'm not really even a comedian girl, but I'll say he's one of my favorites. He is my favorite. Forget, I don't know. Sure, why not? I'm always butchering his name though, and I am sorry about it. So is he really my favorite if I butcher his name? Who knows? But anyway, he's in this movie and he's my favorite part about this movie, and me watching him in this movie made me realize that Caleb Heron, whatever, needs to be in every movie. That man needs to be in every movie. Hollywood, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, just know Caleb Heron needs to be in every movie. And literally I just found out that he's in The Devil Wears Prada too, and I'm just like, and he's going to steal that movie, and I just can feel it already. I don't even know how much of a role he has in that movie, but I just know he's gonna steal it, and now I'm really excited to go see that movie. Still haven't watched the first one. I will be doing that soon, but I'm so excited to see that movie because he's in it and I know he's just gonna steal the show. And he's in this movie, Pizza Movie, and I feel like his max screen time is probably like 10 to 15 minutes, but he absolutely steals this movie. He steals the show and he's so good. Like low-key I would rewatch this movie just for his like few scenes that he's in because he's that good in it. Also I did a video where I watched his comedy special on HBO. Go check that video out. That got butchered because I had to take out so much because of copyright, so it's literally like 10 minutes when the original edit was like 23 minutes. So many things got cut out because of stupid little copyright, but still go watch that video because he's just awesome. Or just go watch his comedy special because that's really fun and funny. And he was only redeemable part of this movie, low-key, not gonna lie. Even though I do like Gaten Matarazzo and like he's like good in this, sure, but like there's just something about like the writing and the script, I'm like, this is we're doing a bit much, and this movie's just a bit much, but it's fun for the most part. So yeah, go watch this movie because why not? And also because Caleb Heron's in it for barely any time, but he steals that show. And I'm gonna say it one more time, he steals that show. He steals the movie and he steals your hearts. Next up, number 4, I watched You, Me, and Tuscany, gave that 3.5 stars, and I liked this movie. It was a sweet and wholesome vibe. It was actually quite dramatic and quite messy, and honestly like low-key unpredictable. It's like, oh, obviously these two people are gonna end up together, but like the way they end up together, that's like the part it's like, oh, I didn't expect it was gonna go like this. And I quite liked it. I support rom-coms, I support black rom-coms, I support silly, wholesome, fun movies. Let's keep making more of those. Please and thank you, please and thank you. What's her name? Halle Bailey? Halle Berry. Halle Bailey, she's good in this. The guy from Bridgerton, whose name I'm forgetting, I think it's like Jean, it's like a long name, John Paul Page. I have a computer here, I could literally look it up, but I don't feel like it. Actually, you know what? I'll be nice and I'm gonna look up this man's name. Jean Page. I butchered that. It's fine. Yeah, their chemistry is like really good actually, and I enjoyed both of their acting, both of their performances. And like I said, this movie is cheesy, but not like so annoyingly cheesy. Like there's like kind of stakes there, you know, the situation where it's like, oh my god, just get together and kiss already, like it's so obvious you guys like each other. But the way the stakes are in this movie, because it's essentially like she's fake, it's like a fake dating plot with like her and this other guy, and like the Jean Page character is like the guy's cousin brother essentially. I have the movie looked up now, so I have all the characters' names. She's fake engaged to Mateo, however she's starting to fall for Michael. That's Rajan Page's character's name. Such a mouthful I'm going right now. And Halle Bailey's character's name is Anna. just so you're in the loop here. I'm going insane, I'm going crazy. So yeah, Anna is fake engaged to Mateo, however she starts low-key falling for Michael, and it's like, okay, like they have the chemistry, obviously they should be together, but she's fake engaged to this guy, so like the stakes are there, and she's like starting to develop good relationship with the family, and like she doesn't have a family of her own, so like this family's starting to feel like her own family, and it's just like they're getting close, but like we're lying. So the stakes are kind of good. I actually really like it, and I like how we did it, and it's cheesy but sweet and wholesome, and go watch this movie. Next up, number 5, I rewatched Cowbells, the good old dcom from 2000 something. I remember watching this movie when I was a little child. That was probably the last time I watched this movie, and I loved it. I don't know, there's just something about the Allie and AJ duo I was enamored by as a little girl. I gave it 2.5 stars upon this rewatch, and that was mainly because I felt the nostalgia, but it just like doesn't really hold up as like a good dcom compared to like a Lemonade Mouth or like a High School Musical or like a Starstruck even. I definitely felt the nostalgia. I was like, oh, this is like a sweet movie. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would with like how many good memories I had of it. But I did in fact feel like I was transported to like being a 4-year-old and watching this movie. Also, I just want to say just like something generally, but it also relates to this movie obviously. My favorite part about dcom movies that have like relationships in it, but like the relationship is like the B plot of the movie. So like essentially this movie is about these girls, these 2 sisters who are like rich girls, and their dad like owns a dairy farm factory. Yeah, it's a factory. Owns a dairy factory, and like their dad like goes off away on this like business trip, and then suddenly like the dairy factory's like about to become bankrupt, and like they're working at the factory, and like they, you know, they're rich girls, but like now they're working girls, like they're trying to save the factory and blah blah blah. That's essentially what Cowbells is about, them trying to save the factory while their dad's like off on this like business trip and he can't be reached. Actually, it's not even a business trip, it's like a vacation. He's like in the Amazon like bird watching. So he has like no service on his phone, and they're like working at the factory because he's like, you guys need to learn how to work and blah blah blah, like you're just these spoiled little rich girls, you're gonna work in my factory and blah blah blah. And like the factory suddenly it's about to become bankrupt, and they're like, whoa, we need to save our dad's business. That's what this movie's about. However, there's also a relationship B plot between one of the sisters and like one of the farmhand boys, and it's just so funny watching relationships in Disney movies that are B plots, because it's like 1 second you're not together, the next second you are together, and I'm just supposed to believe that makes sense? Sure, fine. There's no development of relationships in movies, specifically like dcom movies, when the relationships are a B plot. It's so funny. It's really so funny. It's like, yes, sure, they hated each other a second ago, now they're madly in love. We didn't see how that like developed really at all, besides from one conversation, one barely their conversation, but fine, they're in love. Got it. Anyway, that's all I need to say about Cowbells. Nostalgia got me, and I'm gonna not listen next time because I don't want movies that I loved as a child to come back with like, to suddenly have tainted memories because I rewatched them and I realized, wait, this isn't good. So any movies from my childhood, I'm gonna try to just let them be in the childhood because I don't want to hate you because you're actually not that good. Number 6, I watched Hamlet. Basically a retelling Hamlet, new Hamlet, modern retelling Hamlet. It's British. Riz Ahmed is the main character in it. Joe Alwyn's also in it. Some other people are in it whose names I don't know. Like, remember I said 10 Things I Hate About You is like essentially a modern retelling of Taming of the Shrew. Let's just say 10 Things I Hate About You again. 10 Things I Hate About You is a modern retelling of Taming of the Shrew. And it's like very like the 10 Things I Hate About You, it's very digestible. You barely even know it's based off of like an old William Shakespeare Shakespeare play, like the dialogue's very modern and blah blah blah. This Hamlet movie is essentially modern retelling of Hamlet, but also it's not a retelling, it's just them doing the actual Hamlet script, except they're in modern times. Like, watching this movie felt like I was reading that book, and by that I mean I don't know what they're saying. I had no idea what they were saying half the time. It was actually like, I felt like I was transported back to freshman year English class when we had to read Macbeth, and I just was like, what? So this is a hard watch because I'm stupid and I'm not a Shakespeare girly, but Riz Ahmed gives a show-stopping performance. Even Joe Alwyn is like really, really good. I don't know why I said even, he is a good actor, but I'm just like, yeah, like he's also really, really good and gives a good performance in this as well. And I just wish I knew what they were saying. I wish I knew what they were saying. And I gave this movie 3 stars because it was shot really well, and it was just like a lot of the cinematography was really good, and like I said, the acting performances were really good. I just had no idea what they were saying. And that's that. Number 7, I watched Griffin in summer. I gave that 4.5 stars. This is an older movie. I think it's from 2022, 3, 4. One of those years, but it's on Hulu currently, and I finally got around to watching it because the main kid actor in this, he was in another movie that I watched early this year called The Plague. Very, very good movie. He was in that movie, and then I looked him up because I was like, his acting in The Plague was so good, like what else are you in? And then I found out that he's in this movie Griffin in Summer, and like The Plague's like very much a horror thriller vibe, and Griffin in Summer is like not that at all. Like, it's a coming of age comedy, very fun vibes. So I was like, oh, I want to see him act in this and like be like complete opposite of what he was doing in The Plague. And yeah, this movie is so fun and I loved it so much. It's such a sweet little coming of age vibe, and Everett freaking Blunck, that's the name of the kid actor I was talking about, he is so good in this movie. So good and so fun. His acting's so fun. Completely different from The Plague, but so awesome in its own way. And I just love it so much. Show-stopping and incredible performance from this kid. There's really not much I need to say about this movie, just that it's a fun coming-of-age vibe. And let me try to briefly explain it. I always forget the brief explanation. Like, it happens at the end instead of at the top, and I'm so sorry about that. It's about the summer. Obviously, Griffin in summer. I think it's the summer before high school now, because I think he just finished 8th grade, so now it's like the summer before 9th grade. But essentially, this kid, Griffin, obviously, he's like a big like playwright. He's always writing plays and scripts, and he's producing plays, like putting on little shows with his friends and stuff. So like this summer, he writes this whole play that he wants to do with his 4 friends. I think it's like 3 friends in the play. Then his other friend is like the director of the play. And like all of them are just like little kids, like little 8th graders, little tweens. Yeah, right? The 12, 13, preteens, whatever. They put on this little show together, and he's like super intense about it, super intense about the script, super intense about like wanting it to be perfect and blah blah blah. So this summer, like all of his friends are kind of like iffy about it. Not necessarily iffy, but like they're not as intense, like super into it as he is this time. And it's just about him this summer, like trying to do his passion and do what he's passionate about and come into himself, and you know, like coming of age story. It's just a fun little coming of age story about like a little 8th grader. Like, it's fun and funny and gets serious at times, but not like super darkly serious. Just like the kind of problems that you feel like are the end of the world when you're in 8th grade, or like when you're a 12, 13-year-old. You know what I mean? So yeah, great movie. Everett Blunck. Hope you have a fruitful career ahead of you, kid. Yeah. Number 8, I watched this documentary called Ballet Now. Gave it 3.5 stars. It's kind of an old documentary. I think it's like from 2020-ish. It's definitely not recent. Definitely not from this year. I know that for a fact. I think it's like 2020-ish perhaps. Okay, I'm gonna look this one up because I don't want to like butcher this like terribly. I'm just gonna read the synopsis that Google is providing me with right now. So 1, this documentary is from 2018, actually, not 2020s. And then 2, this is the synopsis. Being the first ever woman asked to curate the famed Ballet Now program, ballet dancer Tiller Peck prepares and executes her vision of the show. But yeah, there's like 20 different pieces that she has in this. 20 different pieces she like curates and puts together. She's like dancing in half of them. They're all like not the same genre of dance. Like not all of them are ballet. There's like some hip hop in there, some tap in there, whatever. And it's just so interesting to see how she is able to like execute this and pull it off, and like it's wild, and it's a good documentary actually. I'd recommend that. Next up, number 9, I watched Over Your Dead Body. Gave that 2.5 stars, which actually feels like so low. But when I think about the movie, I'm like, no, that's valid. So essentially, I can summarize this one very easily because I remember it, and it's also easy to like say. So it's this husband and this wife. They basically hate each other. They go on this trip to like a cabin, this cabin that they always go to, whatever. I think it's the husband's dad's cabin. They go there, they're gonna do a little weekend trip, whatever. But unbeknownst to each other, they are both planning to kill the other during this weekend cabin trip, and that's what this movie is about. But anyway, the main reason that I gave this movie 2.5 stars is because they dragged this out to infinity and beyond. And also, this isn't necessarily a gripe, but it's just like not my personal like love you personal preference type of vibe. They let the special effects team and the visual effects VFX team go absolutely crazy cuckoo bananas in this movie. This movie is so gory. This movie is so just like intense when it comes to like the violence within it, and I'm just like, whoa, y'all let that SFX team go crazy and art department go crazy and props go crazy. Like, yes, good for them, sincerely good for them. I'm glad they got the crazy budget to do the crazy stuff that happened in this movie, but me, that's just not my vibe. I'm not really a super violent movie type of girl. I absolutely hate gore. I feel like you've heard me say that many a times. I don't know what I'm doing. I absolutely hate gore. You've probably heard me say that many a times. Unless you're new here, hi, if you're new here, I hate gore. Thank you very much. Gore, body horror, oh, that's not for me at all. But yeah, like this movie just did too much when it came to that, and just like the violence, and just like, oh my gosh, can we just end this? There was like 5 points where it's like, okay, this is where it can end. Nope, let's keep going. Oh, this is where it can end. Nope, actually we're gonna keep going. No, here, this is the end. Nope, actually we're gonna keep going. And like a crazy violent scene would happen. It's like, okay, that was like the big moment. We're done now. Nope, actually this person somehow risen from the dead. We're gonna keep fighting. This movie's just too crazy. This movie's just too crazy for me and too long. They dragged it out. This movie could have easily been a 130 girl and we could just capped around in 90 minutes, but I feel like we went to like 140, 150. It was just far too much, and it was just far too much. But like, you know what, like I'm glad that the VFX team and the special effects team and the prop and makeup and all those people got to have a bit of fun. It's just not my vibe personally. And yeah, if you love crazy violence, if you love crazy special effects type vibes, go crazy, go watch this movie. If you don't, you can give her a skip. Next up, number 10, I watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World for the first time ever. Never seen this movie before until now. Finally watched it, and I gave it 2.5 stars. Yeah, I really thought I was gonna like really love this movie because I feel like it's like a cult classic at this point. Like I feel like I've only heard good things about this movie, so I thought I was gonna really enjoy it, but that just simply was not the case there. And I'll just read the little note that I have here. The best part about this movie was the editing and VFX and Brie Larson singing that one song. Also, I do love how much this movie leaned into an outlandish vibe. I love a full lean. So yeah, this movie is very outlandish and crazy, and I love that we just like fully send it that. I love when we fully lean into that. I hate when we only like half lean into like being super crazy or being super satirical, being super like cuckoo bananas, kind of like that other movie. If we like fully lean into that, I love that, because I hate when we half it and like try to be like grounded in other moments, but then like you can't be grounded when you had like such crazy vibes in other scenes and moments, and this movie does not try to be grounded at all, so I rate it for that. I like that about it. And also, like I said, the editing's really cool and the VFX is really cool and Brie Larson's singing is awesome, but the script itself I kind of really don't care and didn't like. Yeah. Next up, number 11, I rewatched actually, Sky High, gave it 3.5 stars. It's been a hot little minute since I watched this movie. This one was another one that's a part of my childhood, but this one holds up fairly good. Fairly well. I like Sky High. The only super big gripe I have about this movie is about something that will not make sense if you haven't seen this movie, but for the few people, I hope a lot of people have watched this movie, you know, as children or whatever. For the select group of people that have seen this movie, you will understand me. To the other group of people that have not seen this movie, this will sound like gibberish to you, but I do just need to say this. Warren and Layla should have ended up together. That's all I need to say. They should have ended up together. For the group of people that have seen this movie, you get me hard. For the group of people that have not, go watch this movie and you'll get me. This movie is essentially about superheroes, the kids of superheroes, and they go to this superhero school in the sky. High in the sky. That's Sky High. It's sweet. It's cute. Me watching this movie felt similar to Cowbells in that like I'm embracing my childlike whimsy. I'm embracing my nostalgia. And for once, I'm embracing my nostalgia and I'm actually coming out the other side happy. you know? Like I said before, like embracing my nostalgia, and actually, whoa, now I'm realizing that I don't like this movie. I embraced my nostalgia here, and I realized I do still like this movie. It's not show-stopping incredible, obviously, but it's fun, and it's like a nice nostalgic watch that I can rewatch and have a good time watching. How many times will I say watch? Anyway, that's all I need to say. Let's move on now. Number 12, I watched Mile and Kicks, gave that 3 stars. This movie is starring Barbie Ferreira and Devon Bostick. It's basically kind of a rom-com. It also stars some other people whose names I do not know. But yeah, it's basically a rom-com. Takes place in 2011, Montreal. It's about the music scene during that time. Barbie Ferreira's character is a music critic. She like writes about music. She's trying to write a book this summer in Montreal about Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette, but she's like in this new city making new friends and stuff, so like the book kind of becomes on the back burner. Like she's just trying to figure out like balance, and like she's also falling for this guy, and it's a whole like situation because the guy's a bad guy, not Devon Bostick's character. Don't worry, he's a good guy in this. Don't worry. It's kind of like also a coming of age vibe. And it also takes place in the summer, so another coming of age summertime movie. Would I recommend this over Griffin in Summer? No. No, but you should also watch this movie. The music in it is really fun. For the most part, I liked it. The only thing I didn't like about it was that I feel like it just didn't punch hard enough. I really feel like this movie was like scraping the surface, or like only scrape the surface of like trying to get deep. There were definitely topics that we talked about in this movie that could have gone deeper, but I feel like we only just scratched the surface of the deepness that we could have like started tapping into. There's just stuff where it comes like with like power dynamics and like working environments, like her like working at this like magazine and like power dynamics that come with that. Like we could have dug a little deeper with like what she went through with that, but I feel like we only scratched the surface, and suddenly she's coming out on the other side like super girl boss, whatever. That's not a big spoiler, do not worry. But yeah, I feel like most of this movie just felt like we were scratching the surface, and also there were some points where it just felt like some of the script was missing. There were some points where it felt like scenes were edited out, and by that I mean we would go from one scene where she's like doing this thing to the next scene where she's doing a completely different thing, and I'm like, how did we get from A to B so drastically? Like, how did she fall for this boy so easily? Like, where's the in between? Where's like the build up? There was really no build up in some places, and that made it feel like we were missing scenes and stuff. Like some things got accidentally chopped and left on the cutting room, editing room floor, and I didn't really like that. And yeah, but overall I enjoyed this movie, mainly for the music. The music was such a vibe. Also made me learn a lot more about Alanis Morissette, and I've never listened to the full album Jagged Little Pill, never listened to it in its entirety. Of course I know a couple songs off of it, but now I want to listen to it, so I added it to my library and I will be listening to that soon. But yeah, overall this movie had like very good bones. I will give it that. Very, very good bones. Like I liked the idea of it, but the execution just like fell flat in some places. That's all I need to say about that. Honestly, I feel like that was my most what's the word, robust, that doesn't feel like the right word, but my most like comprehensive review I've said about a movie in this entire video. I feel like my feelings about this movie were very succinct and they actually made sense. Oh my gosh, pat on the head for me. Next up, number 13, I watched a movie called Save Yourselves, gave that 3.5 stars, and this movie is starring John P. Reynolds and then a lady whose name I don't know, but I do want to say her name because I don't want to just say a man's name right now. I want to give the other lead credit. Sunita Mani and John Reynolds, they're a couple in this movie. They are doing this thing where they're like, we need to go offline, we need to get off of our cell phones, we need to be device free for, I think they're just like a week. I think they're trying to do it for a week. Like, yeah, we're gonna go to this cabin in the woods, be device free for a week, reconnect with ourselves, whatever. So they like turn off their phones, head up to this cabin, but of course the one time that they decide to be device free, that's when the world is ending, and that's when the world gets invaded by little aliens that are so cute in this movie. I will insert a picture here. So yeah, it's essentially an end of the world type movie, but it's comedy and funny and very unserious, a very unserious end of the world type movie, and I think we need more of those, or personally I need more of those. So if you have some recs, please comment those down below. But this movie was fun to me. Also, I felt very seen by the lack of survival skills that these two people have. The severe lack of survival skills this couple has made me feel very seen, because I feel like I lack survival skills too. But this movie was a fun time. Made me realize how much I love John P. Reynolds. He's like really funny in this and like really sweet. Like I said, they both lack survival skills, so it's kind of just so funny to see them like have conversations about like, okay, so what do we do now? How do we the aliens are, what do we do? Okay, so I guess I should find a gun. It's just so good. I really like this movie. Specifically just like the two main characters, like they do in fact main character and like carry this movie in such a perfect way. I feel like if it was like different people acting in this, it might have switched this thing entirely. Like the chemistry between these two guys and just like the way they like the dynamic and the way they interact with each other is just too perfect, and I like it a lot. I really actually enjoyed this movie. Number 14, I watched Ojai, rewatched Ojai, gave it 3 stars. And the main reason that I wanted to watch this movie or like rewatch it was because Save Yourselves, like I said, John P. Reynolds was one of the main people in it. He's also in Ojai. I was gonna say one of the main people. Basically, the cast in Ojai is 4 people, and he's one of the 4 people. So yeah, he's also in Ojai, and I was like, I want to rewatch that movie because he's in it, and also I just generally like that movie. Geraldine Viswanathan's in it, Molly Gordon's in it, Logan Lerman's in it. No offense to Logan Lerman, but he's definitely the weak link when it comes to the other 3 people in this movie. They're just so funny, and their comedic timing's perfect, and like they're just like 3 funny people. And like I don't think Logan Lerman's like necessarily like that type of like funny type actor, and that's like fine, you know. Like I feel like you just rarely see Logan Lerman in a comedy movie. He's just more of a serious guy. You can't put a serious actor in a comedy movie with 3 other people who are exceptionally funny people who are just exceptional when it comes to comedy movies. Like Geraldine Viswanathan, so funny, so awesome. Molly Gordon, so funny, so awesome. John P. Reynolds, so funny, so awesome. Like, and then there's Logan Lerman. He just kind of sticks out. Like him not being as like comedy pilled as the other 3 people in this, it just definitely sticks out a little bit. So yeah. Anyway though, this movie is essentially about a couple. Well, a lot of this movie is about couples going to a cabin for a week. There's a theme going on here. This is the 3rd movie I watched about a couple going to a cabin. But yeah, this couple, early stages couple, goes to this cabin for the weekend, a little weekend couples getaway, their first ever weekend couples getaway. And it's going fine for the most part in the beginning until suddenly they both realize that they are on 2 different pages when it comes to their relationship. And by that I mean the girl in the situation, Molly Gordon, is like, we're boyfriend girlfriend, like this is a serious relationship, we're literally on a couples trip right now, like we're serious, duh. But Logan Lerman's character is like, I don't want a serious relationship, I don't want to be in a relationship, I don't want to be boyfriend girlfriend. And she's like, what? But we're literally on a romantic couples getaway. You made me dinner just now. Like, what's going on? You literally are acting like my boyfriend. Like, what? And he's like, I'm not your boyfriend. What? We're not exclusive. What? And then things just go spirally awry from there. She's angry about that. He's like, girl, chill. She's like, you just told me, girl, chill, I will kill you. And it's a whole thing. But essentially, Logan Lerman gets handcuffed to a bed and she says, you cannot leave until you want to be with me. Hey! And that's Ojai. It's a fun little movie and I actually like it a lot. I feel like a lot of people hated it, but I just love a movie where it looks like they had fun making it. You can definitely feel the fun that was had when this movie was made. All 4 of these guys just look like they're having so much fun, and honestly, like the writing's not even terrible either. The acting performances aren't terrible either. It's a funny movie. Go watch Ojai if you want to have a fun little silly little time. Cool? Cool. Number 15, I watched Normal, gave that 3 stars. This movie is a movie starring Bob Odenkirk. I think that's how you say his name. He's essentially the stand-in sheriff for this town called Normal. That's like his like thing or whatever. He just like goes to different towns, becomes the sheriff, or like becomes the main police guy for however long they need that like interim substitute type person. He's like the guy that like steps in place as like actually working the job as they're like trying to find that replacement guy. He's in this town called Normal, Minnesota. Sweet little wholesome little town, but while he's there he finds out there's just a lot of like corruption and crazy stuff going on behind the scenes. And I don't even mean that super seriously. This is a very unserious, kind of funny, quite violent as well. Honestly, not as violent as Over Your Dead Body though. But yeah, very silly, unserious movie. Like I don't want to say like, ooh, corruption and bad stuff, like thinking like it's a HBO Showtime type vibe. Like it's no, it's a very unserious type movie. It is like somewhat serious, but I feel like it's definitely more funny than serious. And I will say this movie started off very mid to me. Like watching it in the theater, I was like, okay, this is like a mid vibe. Also watching the theater, we immediately start off with gore and I was like, bro, girl, maybe this is why I need to start watching trailers for things or actually looking things up before I go see them, because now I'm getting trapped by gore again. And it was literally like people like having to cut off the top of their fingers, and it was just so like, of course that was the opening shot is what I'm trying to get at. Like, of course that was how we're opening this movie, right? But anyway, this movie started off very mid for me, but then like 30, 35, maybe even like 40 minutes in, it picked up in a crazy way, and I was like, ooh, I like this actually. I like this movie. So that's why I gave it 3 stars. It's very much a dad movie. If you want to watch a movie with your dad, you could watch this movie. Also, it felt very reminiscent of Fargo to me. If you know the TV show Fargo, felt like that. And not just because it takes place in Minnesota, like Fargo, like a lot of the Fargo seasons takes place in that area of the US, North Dakota, Minnesota, that blah blah blah. Not just because of that, but because of like what we were talking about too. But also this is much funnier than Fargo. But ultimately it did remind me of Fargo. So yeah, next up at number 16, I watched a movie called Toe with Rose Byrne, starring Rose Byrne, also Dominic Sessa. Is that how you say his name? I don't know, whatever. He's in this movie too. Also Demi Lovato's in this movie randomly. And this movie's based on a true story. It's about this woman who lives in her car, but then her car gets towed, and like she goes through this whole like thing of like trying to get her car back. And yeah, that's essentially it. I was gonna say more because there's a lot more I could say, but I feel like that is the gist of it, and that's all you need to really know. I was actually quite excited to watch this movie because I love Rose Byrne. Officially, I've suddenly grown such a love for Rose Byrne ever since that movie she was in, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. After watching that movie and like after seeing her win the Golden Globe for her performance in that movie, after seeing her being nominated for Oscar for her performance in that movie, it just warmed my heart, and I love her so much now. I liked her a lot before that too. If you've ever watched Platonic with her and Seth Rogen, it's a great TV show. Please go watch that. She's so funny in that. And it's like just generally such an awesome show too. And I love the chemistry between her and Seth Rogen in that movie. Like they're best friends in that. Not movie, TV show. They're best friends in that TV show, and it's just so good. So yeah, this movie was pretty much good. It was a very like just generally good middle of the road type movie, hence why I gave it 3 stars. Rose Byrne, surprising to no one, gives an awesome performance, and yeah, just generally this movie's good. Would I really recommend people to watch it? Sure, why not? It's also based on a true story, and it's nice to see those types of movies sometimes. I think I'm just trying to say words and I'm over saying words, and I'm just trying to pull something, but whatever. The one thing I didn't like about this movie was her in that wig that they gave her. Why didn't y'all give her a better wig? That's crazy to me. And that's all I need to say about the movie, because we're like so close to the end of me talking right now, and I feel like I've been talking forever. Literally, I've been recording for over an hour, and let's just try to pack this up. Number 17, second to last movie on this list, I watched Mother Mary, gave that 4.5 stars, and I really enjoyed that movie. I think I like literally just watched it. Today's Wednesday, April 29th when I'm filming this, and I watched that movie on Monday, and oh my gosh, I'm actually still thinking about that movie. I really enjoyed that movie. And then after it, I like learned that apparently it's already like a very polarizing movie. Like it's like you either love it or you hate it, which is really funny because I feel like that's somehow the case with so many A24 movies. Like you either love it or you hate it. And I'm on the side of love it. I really love this movie. Specifically, Michaela Coel's and Anne Hathaway's chemistry, their performances in this, so good, show-stopping, incredible, phenomenal. Love the way they like interact with each other. Like I believed their friendship. I believed like the tumultuousness to their friendship. Tumultuousness, is that a word? Whatever. I believed it. I believed how much like how connected they were, because it's basically them kind of like going through like a friendship breakup. You don't see the friendship breakup, but you just know they went through a friendship breakup. So essentially, Anne Hathaway's character is a singer, Michaela Coel's character is a stylist, and like they work together at the beginning of her career. She's like, oh, I'm gonna style you like for all your performances and all your red carpets and all your everything when it comes to your music. I'm gonna style blah blah blah. And then Anne Hathaway's character cuts the cord and she's like, I don't need you as my stylist anymore. And that's where their friendship breaks. And where this movie starts and picks up whatever is Anne Hathaway coming back to Michaela Coel's character and being like, hey, I need a dress for this like new thing. The dress I have doesn't feel like me. Like I just want to feel like me, blah 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 blah. And yeah, Michaela Coel's character's like, okay, I'll design you a dress. That's all I'm gonna say about that movie, because if I say anything more, I will give away everything. Go watch this movie. I personally really loved it, and I think you should develop your own opinion on it though. So I'm actually like curious to see people being like, no, what are you talking about? I hated this thing. I also love the editing and cinematography in this movie, and after I got out of the movie theater watching it and like I was in my car, I was like, I need to look this movie up. There are rarely moments where I come out of a movie theater and I'm like, I immediately need to like Google this movie, see what people are saying about it, whatever. This movie was the exception, and I immediately looked this movie up and I found a Reddit discussion talking about it, and someone was like, this movie watches like so much like a stage play, and seeing that person say that like made it immediately click to me, and I was like, yes, exactly that. It watches so much like a stage play, like the way the set design is and the way the cinematography is and the way the editing is feels so much like a stage play on your movie screen, and it's so good, so awesome. Also, fun fact, slight spoiler, but also not really a spoiler, but in this movie a man never says a word. There's not one scene with a man saying words. There's not one scene where a man is talked about, even like men aren't even mentioned in this movie, and that was just like incredible to see, incredible to witness, incredible to like take note of. But then finding out this movie was written and directed by a man was interesting to see. And then seeing another Reddit comment that talked about a Q&A that this director did, and him like talking about why there's no men in this movie, or like no men scenes. Apparently they did film scenes with men in it, but it ruined the vibe of the movie. So he cut them all out. Which is awesome. That's literally so funny to learn. I actually love that. I personally love this movie. I low-key want to go in the movie theaters and see it again. However, there are a few gory moments that are like too deep for me, a little too much for me, so I think I'll have to wait until streaming so that I can cover my eyes, cover my ears, mute my computer screen, mute my TV screen as I'm watching it, skip past that part because it's a bit too intense for me. I don't think I can experience that again in the movie theater, but I really wish I could, because this movie was so good and I really liked it a lot. Personally, I loved it. Personally, I loved Mother Mary. Sorry about it. Number 18, last movie of the month, which I just watched yesterday actually, was the Banshees of inisherin. I told myself to look this up before. I told myself that I was going to look up how to say this so that I don't fully butcher it, but I completely forgot to. So now I don't know how to say this. We're just gonna guess. The Banshees of Inisherin. This movie's very funny, but also so dark, but I really did like it a lot. I gave it 3.5 stars. Did I say that already? I don't remember. If you love Derry Girls, the Irish comedy Derry Girls, I feel like you will really like this movie. Specifically if you like Derry Girls humor, I feel like you'll like the humor in this movie. And then it makes me realize like maybe that's just Irish humor in general. Just like always has that same vibe. I haven't really seen any other Irish comedy things. And now I really want to watch other Irish comedy things. So if you have some Irish comedy TV show recommendations, movies even too, sure, comment those down below, because I actually really want to tap into that. So essentially this movie is about a guy and another guy, and they're best friends, we're best friends, whatever, and then suddenly one of the guys is like, I don't want to be your friend anymore, I'm over you, you suck, this friendship's over. And then the first guy, the guy that like just received all the information, starts spiraling out. This movie's about like him spiraling out about this like friendship breakup, and it's really interesting. But also, like I said, even though this movie is like quite funny, it also is like kind of dark too, and like talks about depression in different ways and like loneliness and stuff like that, and it just like gets a little dark. But overall, it is a really good movie, and I definitely liked it a lot, and I definitely would recommend it too. And I think that's all I need to say. I don't know anymore. Colin Farrell is in this movie, and he's really funny. He's like the main guy that gets broken up with, essentially. He's really funny. I like him a lot in this. Solid watch. And that's all I need to say. I feel like I'm talking in circles now and I don't remember anything. It's really weird because I just watched this movie yesterday and I feel like I have no coherent thoughts or things to say about it, but whatever, man. Anyway, closing laptop now. Those are the movies that I watched in April. Maybe we'll do this for May. Who freaking knows?